Do you mind if I crack these, Mary?
Yeah, so Mary, it's Hayes' birthday today.
Oh my God! Happy birthday!
Yeah, so we'll see if it's a happy birthday.
Is that a joke or it's true?
We don't know what's in the bag. No, it's not a joke. I would never joke about Hayes' birthday.
Mary, not only is it my birthday, I turned 40 today.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's when life gets
when it gets good, right?
Well, for a podcaster, it really means something. And I take being a 40-year-old podcaster very seriously. That's not a responsibility that I take lightly.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I understand the responsibility that comes with wearing that crown of being a 40-year-old podcaster. I've watched my boy here do it for a minute.
Conduct myself with grace.
And the whole time I've been thinking, that's going to be me someday. I'm going to be a 40-year-old podcaster.
But it doesn't just happen. You got to put the time in.
What changes do you think from 39 to 40 in terms of podcasting?
In terms of podcasting?
So the listeners, first of all, they go up a lot. A lot more people show up to listen to a 40-year-old podcaster.
Because they know that you've got something to say. I mean, there's some worldly experience that you've garnered over the years. And your
audience, did they become more mature along with you, and you leave those kids behind, or
we definitely have left a lot of people behind
because they start coming from you. Once they turn 40, they want the chair. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So then the hunt is on. Yeah. So then it becomes sort of like a battle royale type, Royal Rumble type,
King of the Mountain
situation.
Or Queen of the Mountain, And
so I know they're watching. I know they want to see me fall, and we'll find out. And we'll find out exactly what I can do.
Was there a note with the treat?
It says "Happy Birthday, Hayes" from Kevin.
So personal, Kevin. So, did you write that yourself, Kevin?
I did. Hi guys. Speaking of falling, I fell down the stairs. Okay.
Oh my God, it's so dark.
It's so creepy.
You fell down the stairs, Kevin, because it was so dark?
It was so dark and slippery with my slippery socks. But don't worry, I'm okay. I only landed on my back, but I got to work on getting some new lighting.
You ever have Susie cakes?
Happy birthday, Hayes.
You ever have Susie cakes, Mary?
Yep.
You ever have Susie cakes?
I have had them. Yeah.
I used to dance on them.
Are you a fan? Oh. One of his jokes. Mary, you're sort of famous actually for baking pies, aren't you? Aren't you known as a wonderful pie baker?
I am in my family.
Mm-hmm, yes.
I didn't know that anyone outside my family was aware that they should be.
I see Hayes opening this confection, and I go, this reminds me of Mary and her famous pie baking. How is making a film like baking a pie? Oh, wait, what do we have?
There's 4 of them. They all say "Happy Birthday, Hayes." We
cupcakes or cookies?
They're cupcakes.
I can't tell.
Do you want to?
Okay,
do you want to pick one out and we'll ship it over to you?
Not really.
Okay.
But happy birthday! You only have 4. I figure you should enjoy them. That and I'm feeling like a little depression about a whole new decade, even though you're trying to make it sound all dressed up.
Wait and see, Mary. Wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see.
40 is the new 39
on this podcast this decade, Mary. I can't wait to show you, Mary.
I think it's really appropriate to talk to me about being depressed about turning 40.
I needed you to hear this. Not that I'm depressed. I'm not. I needed you to hear that this is when I enter my podcasting prime. And like I said, I knew that people like you would say, oh, he's depressed. Oh, he can't do it.
Everyone is just assuming, oh, he's going to completely fall apart on the air and the show is just going to disintegrate. But Hayes is, and I quote, 40, flirty, and thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
He's 40, flirty, and thriving.
And thriving.
Are you...
Thriving. And thriving.
Pardon my lack of knowledge about your personal life.
Yeah.
Do you have a love?
I do have a love. I do have a love.
Podcasting.
It's right here. Her name's Mike. Little gal named Mike.
A phone.
Mike, that sounds like a boy's name.
You might be surprised that this is the very year you might meet an actual human love, beyond your mic. You might.
Does that happen? Because I am told that it does not.
Once you've actually connected to the mic in this way.
It did for you, huh?
Oh.
So you got the last
but
one.
But I didn't have that mic, to rival it. But yeah. I did fall in love at age 40.
I hope they're into a throuple, because whoever shows up, they're not replacing the mic. They're gonna have to figure out how to work
out of my mouth
with the two of yous.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Mary, talk about when you became such a big fan of Hollywood Handbook. What is it that made you want to do the podcast so much?
Let's see.
And please take your time. I hate when people just answer the question, and
it's
I go,
huge
"You're not even
problem
thinking
with other
about
guests
it."
on this show.
I guess it was diversifying from just doing stuff on We're Here to Help with Jake Johnson. I'm feeling like maybe a second podcast, or
they're a little nasty on that show, huh? That show's a little nasty, a little mean-spirited.
I think I was more the mean-spirited one, because I did call them up to complain about one of their shows, and so then Jake said, "Please don't waste these gems with just me on the phone. Let's put it on the air." So we did.
You called him to complain about an episode that he had done that you were listening to recreationally?
Yes. Yes, I didn't have to do it. Although it was around the same time we were starting to do a little press for the Dink, and probably my vanity wondered if he would mention our movie.
Yeah,
Sean.
sure. Yes.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Well, we did make a film together, and let's get to that, I guess. And I don't really use this as like a promotional platform for my stuff usually, but we did make a film together, and I was curious because you have been in the business and you've, achieved some of the highest heights you can. Was it kind of crazy to watch me do my thing out there?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And that's another reason why I wanted to come on this show, because I thought maybe I'll get a little bit more of that Sean magic.
Yeah.
It'll just come my way.
You've done a lot of projects, but you hadn't seen anything like his
quite like
that before. And
no.
And it must make you wonder what's going on with his co-host as well, huh? If that
it opens up that question.
If there's another one,
I thought, is there another one? Could lightning strike twice? I did. I thought that was important.
Yeah.
And Sean, now, are we speaking about your writing or your acting, or just the
Well, I was going to say, was it strange at all that I wasn't, to you, I know how I felt about it. Was it strange to you that I wasn't in front of the camera more?
I wondered why you weren't.
It was missing a little bit, maybe. On the next one, we gotta sort that out.
Was that Ben Stiller's choice?
It's because it's Sean's voice, right? It's his name on the literally every single fucking word. So the answer is he was on camera. You were him. And Aaron Chen was him.
That.
Oh, we're bonded in that way.
And Patton was him. And Jake was him.
Yeah.
You have become me.
Gosh. I appreciate you naming the cast in case I forgot one of them. But it's still a little early. Unless you air this.
A little early to do press.
Sometime in July, it's a little early to do press.
So about that, Mary, like you were saying, you did a little press with Jake. It wasn't working. The thinking is that Sean.
I don't think.
Go ahead.
I heard you say it. Pretty obvious. It wasn't working. We gave it a try. The Mary Jake combo.
Feel like that's a little bit of a competition from you, if I may, toward Jake, because it actually worked really, really well.
That's so interesting.
Right. Yeah. That's literally not what you said.
No, I said I had a problem with something that he did on his podcast.
Okay.
And because he's very confident as a human being. He said, come on, just come on and air it right on the air and talk about it. And so we did.
He did not find complaining about his podcast to be an attribute that he's looking for in someone that he's going on a whole press tour with. That's family. Mm-hmm. That's a big investment. You know what I mean? Complaining about a podcast, that's not going to work for the long haul. So we mix and match a little bit, maybe. Maybe Sean jumps in the Mary chair, does a little press for the movie. Mary does press for this podcast.
And if we're doing that...
And it's all promoting the industry.
I can't help but wonder, is that going to work, me and Jake? We have no rapport. But if you were in the Jake chair...
I could be in there as someone who would actually be objective. Mm-hmm. Because I see, they had me look at the press, and I'm like, they are in the movie.
It's hard to trust someone sometimes when they're talking about how great the movie is and they're in the movie. But you got Hayes out there saying how great it was on set.
Or whatever I actually think,
or what
I will actually be objective. I would never, ever betray the audience by saying something that I didn't fully commit to.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And right before we began this podcast, you did tell me how great you thought the movie was, that you'd seen it and you thought it was really, really great. And I said, are we rolling now?
I will be watching it again.
You said
he's got to double check.
The idea that I would just watch it
cut once,
one time, kind of a long time ago. The world has changed a bit since then, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And the terroir of the air that we breathe, it impacts how we perceive culture. I gotta see how the movie holds up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're just saying that because you're older now?
Maybe it's the 40 talking.
But you know what?
That's the 40 talking, maybe.
Everyone else in the world is a little older too, since I saw the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not by like a whole decade, not like...
Big milestone. Yeah, not everyone's hitting one of those.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess it's not good press to say that seeing the Dink made me age an entire decade while everyone else
stayed sort of youthful.
Aging on normal time.
Yeah.
So this is maybe an example of what Jake was talking about when he said, let her down easy. She is no longer doing press on this movie. You figure out who does
it.
Which I
want it to be you, Hayes, but I understand if you're busy.
He called you and said that to you.
He told us in person.
He said a lot of things. He keeps calling us.
Yeah.
Sean, and I've talked to you multiple times, man, in the last few weeks. I even played pickleball with you once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you never told me that I'm not doing press for the movie.
Didn't come up. It didn't come up. You know what I mean? Because we're saying the score and we're saying this is in, this is, this is out. Good shot.
Any memorable points?
Any points that you remember from the game?
Any funny things he said?
Well, I'm having trouble remembering anything right now. This does come as a pretty big shock to me.
It's uncomfortable.
I sort of saved the month of July to be doing the press.
To go promote the movie,
Yeah, like Apple TV did say, hope you're free for July.
Got any?
And I said, well, I am, but
hobbies?
Now this,
You've been thinking of picking up.
I could recommend one.
July hobbies. Windsurfing.
Well, I hope it ain't going to be, I was not going to be pickleball because that's going to be a little sad now.
Mm-hmm. And you'll have no one to play with because Sean will be doing.
Well, I'm going to be doing all the press with Jake, and Hayes is going to be doing the press with me, and I don't know what Jake's going to be doing either.
So maybe that's what you meant when you thought I was depressed, Mary.
Because he's doing all depressed.
Maybe what you were picking up on is that I'm doing every last bite of depress.
Oh, man.
Now she gets it.
I can tell you really enjoyed it.
I can see why that mic is your love, man. I can see why that mic is your love. Okay.
We get into it sometimes, but always climb into the same bed at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Mike. Mary. What,
Hayes.
When did you start liking this podcast together?
Mm-hmm.
About
did you say
24 hours ago
24
when Sean
hours
called
ago.
me.
Yeah.
And said, but I have watched 3 today.
Well, I was 3. I mean, I only knew about 1, but I was promised actually a fun fact.
Yeah. So one of them was Bill Macy, who, let's be honest, is pretty amazing.
He's begging to come back on here. I didn't see it. I'll take your word for it that he was amazing. I didn't get that bill.
I thought, in spite of everything, that guy kept that thing going. And it was fascinating.
We cut a lot of
he
stuff.
was fascinating to me.
That record
I couldn't see any cuts.
Mm-hmm. There was no cuts that
really
visible. Wow.
Yeah, no
credit to the editor.
Cuts at all.
Yeah. We had to cut a lot. He said some
here's
really,
my
really bad stuff. You have a fun fact about him? All the ones I have are brutal.
Well, my fun fact is that we both have been on Dr. Henry Louis Gates' show, Finding Your Roots.
Skip. To me, that's Skip.
Skip Gates. Mm-hmm. It is Skip. I didn't realize you guys were close, but so
we just call him Skip. Dr. Skip.
So at the end of the thing, they look to see if you have anybody that's been on their show that actually you are related to.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a cousin of Bill Macy's, and he is a cousin of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And we share a fascinating person. Five or 6 generations back, grandfather, great, whatever that is, who he came to America from Amsterdam, and he enlisted in the army during the French and Indian War, and he was so badly behaved, such a drunk and a womanizer, that officials in the army wrote a letter that they showed me to his commanding officer saying, if you don't get Peter Steenburgen under control, not only is he going to get kicked out of the army, but you are too. And his commanding officer that this was sent to was George Washington.
Wow.
So my many greats back grandfather could have changed human history. And Bill Macy is also connected to that guy. And then they sent him out to, what was then known as Indian territory, and thought maybe he'll be fine out there. He wasn't. He got in trouble out there. Then they kicked him out, basically, of the army. So he found a very wealthy widow and married her and opened like an inn and a tavern and had children, of which I'm a descendant. And then when he was 55 years old, he went back to fight in the Revolutionary War with George Washington, who just couldn't get enough of him. And he actually did some really heroic things at the age of 55, which was a very old man at that time.
Mary.
I'm done.
Very important.
I'm done.
Very important question about this.
Yeah.
Does Lin-Manuel Miranda know about this?
Oh,
I mean, has he been made aware?
No,
we're
but
waiting.
My lawyers have. So I do own the rights. I own the rights. Yes.
Peter Steenburgen, the musical. Mary,
famously not a virgin.
Steering you right. Yes. Oh, virgin and
You're already
right. No, we're already there. Yeah. We're already there.
After binging, he's purging.
Mm-hmm. I'm 55, but I'm still alive, and now I thrive. It's old for now, but later, wow, you're going to think it's not that bad. Hayes is 40, and he's Florty. I mean, the whole thing is just flowing out of me, and I'm not even Lin-Manuel. I mean, I haven't read the Lin Manual yet. You know, I'm just a guy. So I think that
maybe you should write it, Sean, because I don't know if you have much else to do.
That I have much else to do. Interesting way to phrase it.
I know. I gave you.
I mean, he has an entire month of press to do in July.
I have a ton of appearances. I have a lot to explain before that. Why I'm in Mary's chair.
One issue I see with doing this as a musical, something like, I don't know if you know, we're friends with Skip. I don't know if you know this about his show. That entire thing.
I didn't know it till today. It was your idea?
No, the entire thing is made up.
Oh.
Every single thing you were saying, like, he's just like riffing. He's like, he has a bunch of photos of like old people,
and like letters,
people
and,
from the past, and like old letters and stuff. But like,
it's sort of a slow burn, like ancestral punked.
Yeah.
And so he waits a while to kind of do the reveal, but
and Bill
that's
is
a challenge.
And Bill is in on it. Bill picked you. Actually,
Bill said, "I gotta get Mary. She's in my crosshairs."
Okay. And do you think? Does Harvard also know about it? Like
Harvard thinks it's awesome. Harvard is like,
they
have a great sense of humor.
And it makes so much money.
Read the Lampoon.
Yeah. It's like funny and
sure.
It's like everyone's making money and
insane
it's
sense
awesome.
of humor, and it's crazy. And yes, again, wealth and just like and fun and quite frankly, obviously, I'm a huge fan. I love you. The target that they're picking is somebody often who could stand to be like taken down a peg. You know what I mean?
Really? And what do you think I did that made people feel like I needed to be taken down a peg?
Well, Bill was talking.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't know if this is related to, like, he was coming in here talking about, like, he was like, God, I could really use a break. I just found out I have someone called Cousin Bird Braid in my family. And I wonder if that was you. Do you think that was Mary? He was calling Cousin Bird Braid?
But was that... Well, I'm confused by this, if I can be honest. Because if he was saying that it was about Mary, but we're saying that it was a prank, which is true, that he had orchestrated.
Yeah, that's where
was he so deep in character?
I think he was
the prank side of it.
I think
Mary, I'm confused as well.
I think he was probably really in character. Yeah.
39-year-old Hayes, I don't think would have introduced the Cousin Bird Braid idea.
Well,
after I like both ideas, but I think we have to pick one.
See, I feel like it is on the kind of more immature side of Hayes, and not.
Well, this happened to 39-year-old Hayes, so
that's interesting. In terms of you being taken down a peg, like, and like why that would need to happen or something, I guess, like, if you have to ask, you can't afford it, and that's what we say on this show.
I can take it. I really I can take it, and like
she says you can afford it.
If there were complaints,
you can afford it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, I don't know what you mean by afford, but I can deal with it. And I'm curious, and I feel like if that's the rep I have out in the world, the kind of insular world of Hollywood, it's better that I know now from a good friend like you. So
thank you.
Was it something on the Dink, or is it something that
the Dink was a dream?
The sort of 48 years of my career before the Dink. Was it all that?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was actually before that. I think it was when you were working at the Sticky Pan.
Before my Oscar.
Weren't you working? It was prior. It was pre-Oscar, and it was what was
the Magic Pan?
You worked at the Sticky Pan?
Sticky Magic Pan. Yes.
No, there was no sticky, and you love that word. I will say you love that word, sticky.
It's all on my fingers.
That's in the movie too. But I worked at the Magic Pan, which was a crepery, and I wore a little French.
I think it was that crappy.
24, not crappy.
Mm-hmm.
and that's beneath the new you. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it was I wore a little French dirndl, and I looked like a 24-year-old girl from Arkansas trying to look French. And we served all kinds of crepes, both savory and sweet. And you had to serve the crepes with a smile of the crepe pointing up. Do you understand what I mean by that?
I do, but Hayes needs help.
Yeah. I think Hayes is having a
well, he just ate a whole red velvet cupcake.
He's having a sugar rush.
We don't know what Kevin put in these.
The crepe has a face like a man
is smiling.
Nope. But the smile of it, and this was
just
on
say
the
when
film
you're telling the
that we
story.
had to watch.
When you're telling the story
I'm
next time.
telling you what was on the
time,
instructional.
I think it would be helpful.
He wants you to be able to tell the story again
for your
Mary.
audience to say the crepe doesn't have a face like a man. Because now I'm picturing that, like, the people who are listening are like thinking about this thing smiling at you.
And if I could, Mary, maybe face like a person, because I actually think women can have faces too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wants women to smile. He thinks women should smile more.
Would that be so bad?
Really
it would
hard.
be more happy.
That's why he got into. He does say this. That's why he got into comedy to make women
that
smile.
Little curve,
the curve of the crepe,
that they called in our instructional film that you had to sit and watch in a little cubicle when you were hired. It told you that the smile of the crepe had to be up.
And this is when I think
down.
This is when I think that they were saying you needed to be taken down a peg, is when you were watching the instructional film and you went, I could do that. You're watching the movie and you go, that should be me. And then you go off and make a bunch of movies to like prove that you're better than the Magic Pan instructional video.
Mm-hmm. That's what happened.
You know?
And they freaking retired my locker. Okay. So
wow.
I'm really okay with the fact that before I truly entered the business, people were talking trash about me because I think I redeemed myself in the last like 48 years or so, except for maybe with that guy.
I can't.
I'm pointing at Hayes. I don't know. I know you can't tell.
Is it possible that they retired the locker because you left something stinky in it, like
my God.
like extra sliced bananas or something like that you had tried to steal from the Magic Pan? You were sort of stashing them in your locker, thinking you could maybe flip them.
Statute of limitations. You could tell us now. Was there stinky bananas in the locker?
There was not. You know what? I was so tired of eating there because I got $2.95 worth of free food every shift I worked, that I couldn't look at a crepe for like 20 years after that.
Wow. And everyone who smiles at you must be kind of thinking,
oh, great. Here comes a crepe.
You will crepe face you.
Yeah.
Damn. That's tough.
Damn crepe head. Now, when Aaron Chen was on the show, he talked a lot about being unhappy with the film that we did, and specifically that he thought that it was confusing and that the pickleball should be changed to something else. And I'm wondering if we break back into the edit, which it seems like we're probably going to do for that. Is there anything you would like to change?
He said it should be shaped like an Australian football, which I only found out much later is a rock.
Really?
It's just it's not even like a specific shape. It's
they don't
just like,
have a lot of the materials down there that we have.
It's all different shapes. It's just rocks.
Yeah. They're really nice, but they just don't have a lot to stuff yet.
Yeah.
But is there anything, if we're breaking in, that you want to change?
I mean, I do think there's a mistake in the film. And I already informed you of it. And actually, I informed Josh of it. And
what Josh
if you guys don't change it, a lot of people are going to comment.
We're going to be hearing about it. I mentioned it to Jake as well. And it seems like he doesn't think they're going to change it, and I think we are going to get some comments. And you know what I say? At least they're talking about me.
I think we all want to hear the mistake, don't we, folks?
I've already won. Come on.
Can we get some clap in the booth to hear the mistake in the movie? Yeah, these guys want to hear it.
Everybody's excited about the mistake. I don't think legally, I'm not even sure we're allowed to talk about the mistake yet.
Well, you're the one that asked me the question. If you're asking me, am I unhappy about, did I understand the movie? I feel like I understood it. And I felt pretty good about my pickleball prowess, even though I was kind of a beginner.
So I just want to go back to the press thing. I'm really starting to see what Jake was talking about.
Oh
when people
God.
ask,
and this is mainly
when people ask,
but
so
I agree.
I don't want to give you a line read, okay, Mary? I don't want to. I have to. Say, did you understand the movie? I'm you. This is you now.
All right. So I'm going to say Mary when I talk to Hayes. Mary, don't answer. Because I'm allowing him to be
I am being you right now, okay? And they do ask this. They do ask.
Why are you guys talking to me like?
I'm worried.
Did you understand the movie?
Why are you talking so down to me that you think I don't understand your little play game?
I just really,
I get it.
I'm trying to set you up for success here.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So I'm going to go now. Should I call you Mary when I do it?
I'm
because
we can all hear you. We all hear you, Sean.
Nervous.
Everybody hears
you. She's going
you.
to respond.
Okay.
What?
Do you understand the... Okay. That actually went really well.
Okay.
Let's do it again.
And that actually gets to a different note, which is Jake did mention when they start to direct a question at you and you do press and they say, Mary, you always do say what? Just like that. Which kind of puts the interviewer on their back foot a little bit.
I don't see the harm in it. It just means I'm listening. It's a way of saying, yes, I'm on the edge of my seat. What are you going to ask me?
Okay. Yes. It's an active listening trait. He did say as the day went on, it was a little more aggressive. That there was a little more of a what now? You again? And it would be like, Mario Lopez, or one of our treasured
Mario Lopez.
Entertainment
Probably.
reporters.
That's who someone Skip Gates has in her family.
I would never talk to the beautifully, perfectly dimpled man in that rude way. And I'm sure I never have.
Okay.
Go ahead. Ask the question. I'll restrain myself from answering.
It got canceled. Did you know that, Mary? I'm so sorry to tell you this now. Did you know that Mario Lopez is no longer on the air doing Access Hollywood?
No.
I'm so sorry, Mary.
Now this is literally the only way to access Hollywood.
How long ago?
This podcast is now the only way to access Hollywood.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
All the other gates are locked.
Jake said to tell you, while I was breaking news to you that you were going to do press, he said to tell you that Access Hollywood with Mario Lopez was no longer
there's a
going to be
little sugar with your medicine because it's like, well, I'm not doing the press, but then also Mario Lopez wouldn't be there, and so do I really want to go? Hey, Hayes, did you understand the movie?
Yes.
Feel how confident?
That's how you really let them know at home that you know what the movie is.
Felt good here as well.
Mary, you're you again.
I'm still waiting for you to talk to Mary. That's what you said you were about to do.
He didn't say Mary this time.
I know.
He did a little end around. He got scared.
Yeah. I got really scared.
It's hot in here, Mary.
I've been scared all day.
This is way hotter than it's been before.
Why were you scared? Why were you scared?
Me?
Were you worried about interviewing me due to my legendary status?
Screen icon Mary Steenburgen? Yeah.
Or were you more worried that you were going to have to let me know that all these years people have been talking trash about me and that you're the one that had to tell me?
That part I was excited about, just because I love having a secret. Is there anything better?
It's the currency of this industry.
You can tell, truth. We like to gossip, don't we, Mary? Come on, we're nice, but we gossip a little bit.
I'm learning so much. I'm starting to feel bad about the fact that when I said a bad word in front of one of your children, and I instantly wanted to put it back in my mouth. It was just a unconscious moment. And I have worried about it and felt bad about it ever since then. And as of today, one good thing about today is I feel I can let that go.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say? Penis?
No.
What was it? Butt?
I'm not going to say it just in case one of his kids is listening to this podcast.
They don't know about
highly
this.
Unlikely.
Yeah, they'd be the only ones, right?
Where do they think you go every day? Where do they think you go every day?
They don't even ask. They don't even ask.
Wow. But you go out there and shoot the hoops with your son. Isn't he curious about your life?
Yeah, I mean, I may as well be a, tackling dummy out there for all he's concerned.
He's not very good at basketball.
Well, your son's pretty good.
I mean, he's trying to tackle guys.
Yeah.
Sean may as well be a tackling dummy.
No, it's true. For the son, as he's concerned.
The son appears to know about different sports, but he seems to be playing them all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly he's got different pieces of equipment on.
Got a glove on.
He's got a skate.
Mm-hmm. No, it's concerning, but it's hard to even get in anything about the podcast at that point. Explaining a podcast to a little kid is not something I would wish on basically my worst enemy,
Mm-hmm.
Right. I get that.
It's like the radio. But what? Now what's that?
But he doesn't use bad words and then say that lady on that pickleball movie is the one that taught me that word. He doesn't do that.
Well, he'd say the lady from Finding Your Roots. He's a big Finding Your Roots.
He'd say Skip's
kid.
friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He'd say that lady that Dr. Skip was talking to taught me that word. Yeah.
Okay. I feel better about that, strangely, since so much about the Dink is now falling away from me.
It's been somewhat tainted.
I'm not going to be promoting it. I've been replaced by you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Chen, who I thought I had a real rapport with and really liked, talked trash about it and didn't even understand it.
He said, actually, and I was trying to soft pedal it to you a little bit, Mary. He actually said that you and your character should be replaced with an Australian rules football.
Yeah, Australian rules football. It should be like, now there's a rock in the movie. And it's just like, which by the way, when I heard that, I said, probably not, Aaron, because I'm not just going to roll over for everything that he says.
He said, Aaron, that's strike one.
Yeah.
He said that.
I said, we're probably not going to do that. You hear me?
Probably?
I said, unlikely at best.
I mean, I had a pretty big part in the movie. It's going to be pretty expensive for you guys to go back in.
I brought that up, the cost.
And I said that.
I said that.
Yeah.
I said, financially, it's not even viable, even if we wanted to, which I don't.
And this Rock's lawyer is really, really got him over a barrel.
The Rock has been,
It's not even The Rock. It's a Rock.
Yeah.
Well, if it was The Rock, I would at least understand it a little bit better.
That's interesting to think. That's interesting to picture.
Mm-hmm.
If the movie was exactly the same, but The Rock was doing your role. That's interesting to picture. I don't think it's a better movie, but it would get some attention.
That's easier too for superimposing him over you. Like he's bigger than you. I hope that's okay to say. You seem to get
pretty much the only thing you notice as a difference.
Okay.
All right. Now we've got to go. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's time. Kevin, if you want to play the music for this segment, this is differences between Mary Steenburgen and The Rock. So we're going to go, everybody's going to go through their top 5 differences between Mary Steenburgen and The Rock. Bigger is off the board. He is bigger.
He uses the people's elbow. You use the people's chin. That's your special move. Your tattoos are scarier. He says, he calls people jabronis. You say the word butt to kids.
Yeah, you say butt in front of kids. He played for the University of Miami. Mm-hmm. You
didn't go to college except for 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. He had a sitcom
Miami
called
and the Crepes.
He had a sitcom called Young Rock. You, of course, grew up near Little Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I find that charming. Actually, I don't know what the big problem. Why you would replace it for that.
Nobody's. Yeah.
No one's saying it's not charming. We're saying it works great.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm from North Little Rock. Just for those of you in Arkansas who are listening or watching.
Okay, so he said near Little Rock, and you're saying that North Little Rock is actually really far away.
It's important. It's important to people because the people in Little Rock think they're better than the people in North Little Rock. So I always make sure I say I'm from North Little Rock because I'm proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. My dad was a freight train conductor. The tracks were in North Little Rock, so that's where we lived.
What was on the train?
You lived on the tracks?
No.
People talk about living on the wrong side of the tracks, but being on the side is so much better.
Yeah.
I
no matter
on
which
the
one.
Right side. Yeah.
Okay.
It was definitely on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just being above the tracks is so good, you know?
We had a thing where we could go anywhere in the United States for free. And we used it by going back and forth from North Little Rock to Newport, Arkansas. That's where we went.
Because the whole world is your oyster at that point, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I knew someday I was going to break out and go to the big city, and I did. But we're not talking about any of that stuff.
Well, what's been your favorite part of the podcast so far? Yeah, what's been your favorite part so far?
I think what I feel, since we're talked a little bit about age, I feel kind of proud of myself because I feel like at a certain point in my life, if I heard that I was pretty much being replaced in a movie I really love doing by a great, big, handsome man.
Mm-hmm. We couldn't get him. I just want to make clear. It is our Rock. It's not The Rock.
No, but just still.
I was going to be replaced by a rock.
Yeah.
By a rock.
Handsome rock.
Then, and that I was not going to be doing the press. And in fact, the writer and his friend who didn't.
His friend was really not really involved.
Yeah,
but
we're both
the vibes
doing my press.
Mm-hmm.
If I had heard this when I was younger, I think I was more insecure, and I think it would have probably
could have felt negative. Could have felt negative at certain points in your life.
I think it would have. Yeah. But you know what?
Can I just interrupt you before you finish? Please do not say whatever word you said in front of Sean's kid. I can tell that you're gearing up.
It feels like
and we want to clip.
Came to mind.
We want to be able to clip this. The "What's your favorite part of the show" thing is like usually.
Well,
our clip.
if you ever have chance to watch the movie Step Brothers, you'll definitely hear the word come out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna say that
is it Step Brothers?
I feel fine. It's not Step Brothers.
Okay.
No, hey.
Pretty good guess though.
Well, I mean, they must say that in the movie, or else.
Well, they say it in the movie.
Stepbrothers?
It's not the word. It's not a word that you would have said. Don't say that in front of my
here, you
son.
stepbrothers.
The idea of stepbrother. I mean, I don't know. I don't really want my son being.
Well, having to explain stepbrothers to my kids, and now it's like they're like, "Am I a stepbrother? When can I have a stepbrother?" Like, you know, why won't you and mom go get us some stepbrothers already? And like, it just becomes like this whole thing. Then we're back into the
maybe we should
world
talk
with
about
Hayes'
it.
Mic. Yeah. Now mom's got the idea. She goes, well, I wouldn't mind bringing in a stepbrother. You know what I mean? And a stepdad as well. Now I'm pushed out of the picture. I'm squeezed out. I'm being replaced by the Rock. You know what I mean?
Getting Steenburgen.
Okay. I hope you
a term that
handle
originates from back to the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, I'm getting the full Peter Steenburgen.
I hope you handle it with the grace I'm handling it with right now, finding it out on international radio /TV /podcast that all this has happened to me and I'm dealing with it. I'm just rolling with it.
Mary, cheeseburger
like
choice.
Rockwood.
Cheeseburger choice.
Go.
Cheeseburger choice. Go.
Oh, what do you mean?
Cheeseburger choice.
What would I have on it?